Hey guys, JB here from Alpha Wolf Consulting, coming to you today with the next session in the Alpha Wolf Personal Development and Expansion series. So, like we mentioned yesterday, how do we use belief practices to achieve our goals without needing to see results? This is a follow-up session that is going to look at understanding how to identify and break the limiting beliefs of needing to see the results. How do we achieve our goals? A key thing to realize: if I am unable or unwilling to consistently take action towards my goal for 5 or 10 years without seeing any results, I'm not committed. I'm full of shit. Do you sort of get it? Like, realize, if I need results in life for me to believe that I'm on the right path, I am a bitch. I am full of shit. I am not committed. Do you sort of get it? Commitment isn't about results. Results don't matter with commitment. So there's a big difference. If I need to see results, it means I am only doing what I say I want to do for external validation, nothing else, nothing more. Why do you think it's so difficult for most people to find motivation to keep taking action towards their goal? If their goal is health-wise and diet, why is it difficult for them to diet? Because they're not committed. Why is it difficult for most people to exercise? Because they're not committed. Commitment does not give a fuck about results. Best best advice to get out there straight away. If you need results, you're not committed. Do you sort of get it? You don't give a fuck about what you're doing. It doesn't mean anything to you. You can posture and say, "Oh, no, I am committed. I'm really committed. I'm so committed. I'm committed to my health only if I lose weight. Only if the diet makes me feel good in life." Do you sort of get it? You don't need that. It's all just bullshit illusions. So the reason that most of us have these beliefs that we need to see the result is because those who have the results say that the results are all that's important because they know you don't have the results. Do you sort of get it? For example, like, if I have the result of, for example, health, I personally do. I sit at about 10% body fat naturally because of my diet and exercise regime. Do you sort of get it? So, should I say, if you don't have these results of being 10% body fat, you are nothing? Do you sort of get it? Everyone does this. They say, if you don't have the views on your channel, if you don't have the subscribers on your channel's not successful. If you don't have the money or the clients in your business is not successful. Who the fuck gives a fucking shit about what the fuck these fucking idiots say? Do you sort of get it? You don't need 10% body fat to be healthy. You don't need 10% body fat to feel good about your diet and exercise regime. You can have 60% body fat and feel amazing about your diet and exercise regime. Like, you are the one in charge, no one fucking else. Stop giving your power to other people who are full of fucking shit because they have something that you don't have, which creates separation between you and them. Do you sort of get it? That's the only reason that people say you need the results, is because it creates a separation between you and them to where they're superior to you. So, as I say, fuck their bullshit. If you diet and exercise how you like what feels right to you, what you think is the right diet and exercise for you, you are a healthy person. Do you sort of get it? You don't need the bullshit fucking results of having a six pack to be healthy. They're all full of shit because they take the easy way and they cheat. Do you sort of get it? Majority of these successful business people are quite unethical in their approach. They use manipulation. So to me, anyone who uses manipulation, i.e., manipulating my voice, manipulating my language to tell you how you need what I want, what I have, all of this, manipulating your mind to making you feel inferior or less than unless you do or get whatever I'm saying. I think those people in life are fucking pathetic. So if you want to believe that their success is real and that you can't achieve what they've achieved because you don't have the results, by all means do it, but I wouldn't, because they're fucking lying through their teeth. Anyone that says you need anything to feel successful, to be successful, to achieve anything is lying through their teeth. They say you need clients to have a successful business. They're lying through their teeth. Start a business, start operating. Who the fuck cares if you have clients? If you operate that business every day, you are successful. Who the fuck cares about the results? If you diet and exercise every day, you are successful. Who gives a fuck about the results? Do you sort of get it? It's short-term thinking because if I trap you in the short term, well, it's harder for you to beat me. If you're dieting and exercising for how you're going to look and feel in the next 10 years, and I try and make you think that you need the results tomorrow, otherwise you're not successful. Like if you're taking the viewpoint of being healthy over the next 10 years and taking consistent action day in and day out to it, there is nothing I can do to be healthier than you apart from do the exact same. Do you sort of get it? The reason people want you to think in short term gratification is because it makes it easier for me to sell you a product. It makes it easier for me to convince you to do things. Do you sort of get it? It's very important to get. I see so many people only ever focused on short term gratification, only ever focused on their bullshit limiting beliefs. If you want to, for example, take my own business, for example. Should I charge people for my services? Should I provide the services? Nothing has changed with the fucking services. I don't need to charge people today for my services to successfully operate my business with my services. Do you sort of get it? But many people say, how can you survive? And all of this. Like, do you sort of get it? Just fucking whatever you want to do in life, fucking do. If you have a belief that from the first day of operating your business, you have to turn a profit, you're full of shit. Good luck. Good luck competing with me because we're not in the same league. I am building something far bigger than you can imagine. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's important to get because while in the short term you may think we are peers, I am deferring and investing and willing to do this for over 10 years without needing anything. Do you sort of get it? Like, for example, a lot of people say the cost of business. It costs them to operate their business. Like, don't get me wrong, it costs money to operate a business. But if your business is heavily leveraged and requires a large amount of money, you're not a fucking successful business person. I don't give a fuck what you think. Do you sort of get it? Like, if you cannot operate your business in the bare bones with nothing, how are you successful if you require large capital resources to fund and operate your business? That, in financial terms is not a successful business. A successful business generates large amounts of capital for very, very low cost, like investment. Do you sort of get it? So a lot of people go out there and spend 80% of their earnings on marketing and they act as if they have a successful brand. No, you just bought your way to the top. You didn't earn your way. Do you sort of get it? So, like, don't worry. I've been there before, thinking that they had the answers and that I wanted to be like them. They're full of fucking shit. They're full of fucking shit. They will win in the short term because they're pumping out money to win. But the long term, they ain't got a chance because we ain't in the same league. Do you sort of get it? So we got to identify these limiting beliefs where we think and feel that I have to do it this way, I have to do it that way, where what other people say is more important. Do you sort of get it? There is no limiting beliefs. There's only bullshit stories we tell ourselves of why we cannot have what we want, why we aren't who we say we are, why we're not, achieving what we want to achieve. Do you sort of get it? If I diet and exercise every day, irrespective of how I look, I'm fucking healthy. I can pretend like if I lose weight every day, I'm healthy. I can pretend if my energy increases every day, I'm healthy. Go take fucking methamphetamines if you want high energy. Do you sort of get it? Be like everybody else who uses artificial stimulants to prop up their energy so they can promote that they're healthy. Like, do you sort of get it? If you're not doing it organically and naturally, you're full of shit. Like, for example, take diet and exercise. Many people believe diet pills are the same as dieting. They think it's equal. Do you sort of get it? Like, do the work. Don't avoid the work. Do the work and commit to doing the work regardless of the outcome. It's how you break a limiting belief. Stop giving it power over you and just move through it because it's irrelevant. Do you sort of get it? Like, do you know what I mean? Many people in life, for example, in business, are far further ahead of me. And that's okay because it's not the point. Do you sort of get it? Like, if you want to directly compete with other people, compare yourself to other people. If you want to create your own path and live your own life, create your own path and live your own life and stop comparing to other people. Do you sort of get it? I don't compare to anyone else. Like no one else does what I do. But should you say that I need the results before I am successful? I will always tell you, you're full of shit. I don't give a fuck. Do you sort of see? This is how we break limiting beliefs. We don't need to entertain them. Just like I don't need to entertain other people's opinions or other people's beliefs. Do you sort of see the process? Stop entertaining other people's bullshit about what is real, what is right. Stop listening to so-called experts and just fucking do and do and do for tens of thousands of hours and you become successful. Don't listen to bullshit people who try to tell you that there is easy or shortcuts to do it. There is no shortcuts. Shortcuts are for fat, lazy people and bitches, i.e., If you want to build muscle, taking steroids is nowhere near in comparison to actually building muscle. If you take steroids, you're a fucking fat little bitch. Do you sort of get it? My personal belief, we are not equal. If you take steroids, you become nothing to me. Why? Because you couldn't do it without it. If you cannot build a business without spending 80% of your income on marketing, we are not equal, for I am not doing that. Do you sort of get it? I'm doing it with zero on marketing. Not to say that there's anything wrong with paid advertisements. It just means you're not a marketer. You're just paying for advertising. Do you sort of get it? You cannot do it organically. You're not building a brand, you're paying for advertising. If I own a shop and I stand out the front with a $10,000 and I give everyone $20 to come and look at my store, I am not marketing. I am paying for people's attention. That is what majority of businesses do. And then they try to say that is the way of business and that's how you're successful in business. I think they're full of shit because they are avoiding doing the work. They're not focused on self-mastery. They're focused on purchasing attention. So yeah, they're good at buying people. Do you sort of get it? Like, that's it. Like, do you sort of get it? You can't buy your way to your goals in life. You can't buy your way to happiness. You can't buy your way to joy. You can't buy your way to love. Do you sort of get it? In life, okay, up here, you can't buy a mindset. It has to be cultivated and developed. The majority of those people that I think choose the easy way, like all I say to you is, do not meet me in the wilderness, for we are not equal. I do not give a fuck. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I don't care how good you think you are. Your mind has never been cultivated because you've only ever taken the easy road. Breaking limiting beliefs is realizing there is the difficult path in life and there is the easy path in life. If you take the easy path in life, that is going along with the limiting beliefs. If you take the difficult path in life, you're building your mind. You're building your mindset. I didn't build my mindset to walk through fields. I built my mindset to walk through hell. That's why I say we are not equal. Don't meet me out in the wilderness because you will not like who you see. Do you sort of get it? We don't do personal development to fucking look good to other people. We do personal development to develop our person. Do you sort of get it? I don't build my mindset so that I can sit on the couch and relax. I build my mindset so that I can walk through broken glass, feeling ecstatic and joy. Do you sort of get it? Like, that's the thing. So understand this, in everything that you're trying to achieve in life, your goals, realize the results. If you need the results, you have zero commitment towards your goal. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I'm just sharing my personal opinion, especially around this, that if you need to pay for marketing to outperform me, you can outperform me. Might work for a day, might work for a week, might work for a month, might work for a year, might work for 10 years. But at a certain point in time, you will never outwork me. Do you sort of get it? At a certain point in time, the compound growth of taking action every day will outperform anything that anyone else can do. I.e., in 2024, I uploaded 4,300 videos. Do you sort of get it? 1 year. Do you sort of get it? I don't need the results. If I do this for 10 years, that's 43,000 videos. Do you sort of get it? Like, you can spend money on marketing, you can try and pander to other people, but at a certain point in time, I will bury you in workload, in output. That's the thing. It's what people don't realize. You take the easy way, you take less actions, you try to buy your way to the top. Don't stress. I'm just warming up, getting used to climbing the mountain. Do you sort of get it? Once I build those muscles, I am the mountain goat. I run up all mountains. You can pay for someone to take you up the mountain, and you will see me effortlessly run past you. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's an important thing to understand. I see this in people everywhere when they work out in the gym. They try to use the best workout that some expert has given them, all the hacks to build muscle. They try to eat the diet that builds the muscle quicker. If you want to build muscle, dramatically increase how much food you eat. Don't try and fucking hack your diet like a bitch. Outperform people by eating more muscle. To build muscle, you must put on fat. Do you sort of get it? Because you're trying to build size. To develop muscle, you got to have high protein because you really want to repair that. If you take supplements and protein powder and you think that I need protein powder to fucking build muscle, I need supplements to build muscle, you're full of shit and a bitch. I've met these people my whole life. I think they're pathetic. Why? I used to be one. I know it. Do you sort of get it? I used to think like them. I used to believe they told the truth. And once I realized they were full of shit, I became liberated. Do you get it? I used to think paying for marketing was the way to build a successful business. And the more you pay for marketing, the more you pay for advertising, the better your business does. Nah, man. Tens of thousands of actions, tens of thousands of repetitions. Become the master in any action that you do. Commit 10 years to doing that. That's it. Fuck their bullshit. Fuck their noise. Do you sort of get it? In the gym, if you want to build muscle, don't do 10 fucking reps a set, do 100 fucking reps a set. And you can talk your shit about how 10 reps builds muscle bigger and all this bullshit, but I'm calling you out as being a bitch. Do you sort of get it? Like, just build fucking muscle. Like, do thousands and tens of thousands of actions. Don't do minimal actions. Don't do a couple of actions and think that I'm hacking the system. See, that's the thing. Everyone these days, since about 10 years ago, has been so focused on hacking the mind, hacking the body, hacking the diet, hacking the health, hacking the system, hacking the algorithm. Everybody's on the fast train for the easy way. And all I say to you is, don't think like that. If you're always looking to avoid doing the work, when you find yourself in a situation where there's only work, you're going to be in a negative situation. Do you sort of get it? Like, for example, we are about to see a very, very big shift in business and in society over the next probably 5 years, where 80% of people are going to become dependent on AI. Not to say there's anything wrong with AI, but it's going to be fun. If you're dependent on AI, you might get information quicker than me. You might be able to do things easier than me, but we will never be equal. Do you sort of get it? You won't be able to do what I can do. Your AI will fucking pale in comparison to the workload that I can do. Do you sort of get it? Why? Because your AI is going to be the exact same as everyone else's AI. Do you sort of get it? Everyone is going to be imitating everyone over the next 5 years. You can already see it on YouTube. It's the same content, but 20, 30, 300, thousands of channels, all putting out the same bullshit. Bullshit, 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 thinking they're creative, thinking they're successful, thinking they're this and that without doing the work. Do you sort of get it? Why do you think they're that way? Because they have all these beliefs, these limiting beliefs. Do you know what I mean? They buy into the bullshit stories that everyone else is telling them, that society's telling them. Do you know what I mean? I.e., if you produce content, okay, for example, like, why? Are you producing content to just make money? Do you sort of get it? Or are you doing it because you want to create? Are you in business just to make money? Or are you in business because you want to create something? Because if you're in business and you want to create something or doing content because you want to create something, why the fuck would you be using AI to create it? Do you sort of get it? It doesn't make you better. It makes you lazier. It makes you weaker. It makes you more dependent. You start asking AI and you stop thinking. Why do you think when mobile phones came out, we forgot how to remember numbers, phone numbers? We all used to be able to remember between 50 to 100 phone numbers. Now we can't. Why? Because we didn't need it anymore. If you're using AI as your inspiration for creativity or your inspiration for thinking or your critical thinking, you will stop using that muscle or that aspect of your brain, and your brain will become weaker, become dependent on AI, and you will become softer and weaker. Do you sort of get it? Become dependent on the diet pills, you will become softer and weaker. Become dependent on steroids and working out, you become softer and weaker. You confront and promote like you're bigger than me, but I see you. Do you sort of get it? Like, that's the thing. Like, you don't understand hard work and pain. You can argue that steroids make me fucking do this and that. I've seen so many bitches on steroids. I think they all are. Do you sort of get it? I don't give a fuck who they are. If you took steroids, you can act like they're performance enhancing, but in reality, they just make it easier for you. Easy creates weakness. Do you sort of get it? Like, each to their own. If you get offended by what I say, come for me if you like. By all means. I'm happy to die for anything I say. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Steroids make you fucking weak because you're not willing to go through pain and suffering. You're not willing to do thousands to tens of thousands of actions of grinding down your muscles to fucking build them. You want to boost your muscle development without doing the work. We are not equal. Do you sort of get it? If you're dependent on AI, by all means, good luck. You will just become a drop in the ocean of ordinary. You are not creative. Do you sort of get it? It's important to understand this because the tsunami of change is coming to where average is going to become extraordinarily common because everyone will be imitating everyone trying to act as if they're authentic. It's a funny thing. So realize to take advantage of other people's weakness, it's quite easy. Just walk the path of difficulty. Do things, not for the results. Do them with the knowing. Do you sort of get it? Like everyone says AI is going to be this revolutionary game changer. Wait until they introduce the AI robots where you don't have to do any lifting, where you don't have to do any manual labor. Like, how fat and pathetic do you think people are going to get then when they don't have to do things for themselves? How useless are you going to be when it's easier to have a robot repair your car and you don't have to repair it yourself? How useless are you going to be when you cease to have to stop cooking? There's whole generations of people that don't understand how to cook because they never had to. They don't understand how to change cars, service cars, because they've never had to. Do you sort of get it? You can argue that, like, I don't need to know this and all of that. You can argue that, I can have other people do it for me, and that's no problem. I'm not contesting you. Do you sort of get it? You're free to live that way. Like, I'm never going to stop you. Just like the people who take steroids. I never want to stop you from doing it. Why? Because I see it in your eyes. You're a weak person. Why do you think most of the people that take steroids get this thing called roid rage, where they act over aggressive to other people and think that they have superiority complexes to other people and think they're better than other people? Like, weakness creates weakness. Taking the easy road creates a weak mind. Do you sort of get it? It's a funny thing. Like, for example, if you built that muscle without the fucking steroids, you would have a lot more respect for yourself. But you took the easy way, boosted your ego, made you arrogant. Then you think you're bigger and better than people. You think you're more aggressive than people. You need artificial testosterone to make you aggressive. I am naturally hyper aggressive. Do you sort of get it? I don't need a boost. Do you sort of get it? I don't need testosterone shots to feel like a fucking man. I am a fucking man. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's very funny because there are a lot of effeminate men. And when I say effeminate men, I mean men with low testosterone in this world. Why? Because they stopped being men and they just chose to be women, boys. They stopped doing what was hard in life. Honestly, go out into the country, go to the farms, ask the farmers if they're on testosterone boosters because of low testosterone. Ask them. Do you sort of get it? Go to the military, ask the guys in the military, do they need testosterone to be boosted? Do you sort of get it? When you push yourself, when you are a man, do you sort of get it? Men do hard things. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we stop doing hard things, we become soft. When we stop doing things that naturally boost our testosterone, we lose our testosterone. When we artificially use steroids to boost our testosterone, it causes deficits in our testosterone for the rest of our lives. Trust me, I've seen it in people who've taken steroids, that they become a bitch for the rest of their life because they will never be what they were on steroids. Do you sort of get it? Like, if you want to be aggressive, go out there and lift shit, throw shit, cut down a fucking tree with a blunt axe. Do something that causes you to become aggressive if you want testosterone. Get a blunt axe and cut down a fucking hardwood tree. It's a fun time. It fucking sucks. Do you sort of get it? That's who I am. I am someone who's willing to cut down a tree with a blunt axe. Do you sort of get it? Because I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy the hardship. I enjoy the fucking suck. Do you sort of get it? Don't take the easy way. Don't look for easiness. Limiting beliefs are just the easy way. It's all the bullshit. Do you know what I mean? That you're, for example, we'll jump on the content, that your content needs to have fucking this and that you need to have specific structures in how you structure your wording, that you need to have hooks in your content. If you need hooks in your content is fucking shit. If you have to alter your content to fucking capture people's attention, like i.e. you have to try and flash, or you have to use money to get people's attention, or you have to use cars, or you have to use girls, or you have to use extravagant things, limited things. By all means, I will never stop you. You are free. Just know, without that, you cannot do anything. Do you sort of get it? Because it's a limiting belief that you think you need that to do it. Just do what you want to do. You don't need anything. Do you know what I mean? Many people think you need a sharp axe to cut down a tree. No, you can do it with a fucking blunt axe. It just takes 1,000 to 10,000 more strikes. Do you sort of get it? Because you're not cutting the wood, you're breaking the wood. Do you get it? It's a fun time. It fucking sucks. And you get the pain in the joints and the pain and the muscle pain. It's a good time. Do you know what I mean? Not saying there's anything wrong with using a sharp axe. I'm just saying, in life, challenge yourself, push yourself, do things that suck. Stop looking to always take the easy road, because if you look to always take the easy road, you'll wake up one day and be a little fat boy in pain, living a life you don't like, hating yourself. Do you sort of get it? It doesn't matter about success. It doesn't matter about money. They don't buy your happiness. Satisfaction isn't bought, it's earned. Do you sort of get it? If you cut down a tree with a blunt axe, how are you going to feel about yourself? Doing what others think is difficult or impossible. Do you know what I mean? You can cut down a tree with a sharp axe. It's fucking better than cutting it down with a chainsaw. Like, do you sort of get it? When you mow your lawn, don't use a fucking ride-on, use a push mower. Why? Stop avoiding the work. Stop avoiding the exercise. Stop trying to make your life easier. Don't drive everywhere. Walk places. Like, actually do the work. Stop avoiding the work, thinking that the outcome is more important than the work. Do you sort of get what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down. If all you want is the results without doing the work, you can argue that you're not weak, but I know you're weak. Do you sort of get it? The results don't mean shit. The satisfaction is found in the work. Do you sort of get it? Like, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with using a chainsaw to cut down a tree, but it is less satisfying to use a chainsaw than it is to use an axe. Do you sort of get it? Or a saw? Like, we are all sort of sprinting off a cliff of avoiding work. Do you sort of get it? It's more satisfying to make content than to use AI to make content. It's more satisfying to learn and figure out how to do things than to ask AI how to do it. Do you sort of get it? You're running off a cliff of meaninglessness. It's why I will never stop you. You are free. Do you sort of get it? Like, I see the cliff, but I don't know. I don't understand why you're running off it. Do you sort of get it? I don't understand why everyone is trying to avoid the work. Do you sort of get it? The joy, the happiness, the success, the love, all of that is found in the work, not in the results. The illusion of life is that the results are what make us happy. The results don't mean shit. Do you sort of get it? After I've cut down the tree, okay, like, think about it like this. We have a farm and we have a heap of trees on the farm, and I really want a tree to be cut down. And then all of a sudden it falls over. Do I feel satisfaction? Do you sort of get it? If I cut down the tree, do I feel satisfaction? Do you sort of get it? Like, if I do the work to get the results, it's far, far better than if I just get the results without doing the work. Do you sort of get it? Guys who take steroids to build muscle aren't willing to do the work it requires and takes to break through plateaus. Do you sort of get it? And then they act as if they've broken that plateau. Do you sort of get it? Like, if you don't put in the work to break the plateau, you don't get the confidence. Why do you think they're so egotistical and arrogant? Because they don't actually have confidence. Do you sort of get it? Taking the easy way makes you arrogant, makes you egotistical, because you stop talking from experience and you start talking out your ass. Do you sort of get it? I'm not taking a dig at people who take steroids, but it's just, in my mind, you're avoiding the work that it takes to actually build muscle, and you're just trying to get the muscle. I don't work out to get the muscle. I work out to build the muscle. It's in the process of building the muscle that I gain strength. Do you sort of get it? Look at those guys that get plastic surgery and they get implants to make themselves look like they're muscular. By all means, you are free to do this. You are free to look like you're muscular. But when I come up behind you and grab you by the neck, do you have the strength to stop me from snapping your neck? Do you sort of get it? That's why we build muscle, for competency and capability. Do you sort of get it? So it's not a bad thing. But when it comes to steroids, like, find a way to naturally build your testosterone to higher levels. Stop using bull sperm. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's pretty important to get, like, the reason that you lack or your testosterone drops after you stop taking steroids is because you never learned how to build testosterone. Testosterone's linked to aggression. You sort of get it? Become more aggressive in things you do. If you want to build muscle and break through your plateaus, like aggressively fucking break through them. Push yourself. Push yourself beyond your limitations and your limits. Do you sort of get it? Breaking a limiting belief is breaking the limits in the mind. Do you sort of get it? Like, if you use steroids to break through the plateaus of muscle development, you don't have to exert the required aggression to maintain that muscle growth. Do you sort of get it? Like, don't get me wrong. There's many big motherfuckers on steroids. You can get big on steroids and you get the back acne and you get the stretch marks and you look all puffy. You don't get the muscle development because it doesn't require you to develop the muscle. Do you sort of get it? You don't get the strength because you don't have to sit there for years headbutting the brick wall that is your plateau. Do you sort of get it? If you naturally build, you have to sit there and headbutt day in and day out until that plateau breaks. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's very important to understand this. It's important in everything because so much of life, we are looking to avoid the work and we wonder why we become limited. Do you sort of get it? In business, if you want to get the results, headbutt that brick wall and take the actions until you become the best you can be. Do you sort of get it? Then the results will come. If you artificially buy the results, like you're just a shit cunt with results. You didn't get any better. Like, do you sort of get it? I see it all the time in marketing. I see it all the time in advertising. These people who create these advertisements, like, by all means, you can argue how much more effective it is to use money as your point of incentive for people to buy your product. Do you know what I mean? You can sit there with 100 grand and say, this product made me $100,000, blah, 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 blah. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, you can go down that route. Just whatever you do, don't front as if you're authentic. Don't front as if you did the work. Don't front as if you and I are the same. You never will be. Do you sort of get it? I'm okay in obscurity. I'm okay sitting at a plateau until I break through it. It helps me to become more aggressive, to headbutt a brick wall until that brick wall breaks down. Do you sort of get it? Like, I'm all good. I don't need the results. I want what's found in the work. Do you sort of get it? I don't give a fuck about it. I don't care about winning the fight. I care about enjoying myself in the fight. I care about creating pain and enduring pain. That's why we're not the same. I don't give a fuck about winning, but you won't break me. Do you sort of get it? It's important to understand. Like, seriously, it's important to understand. It is because, like, that's the thing. I can take tens of thousands of actions every year without earning a dime and still continue. Do you sort of get it? We aren't the same. I don't need the results to justify my actions. I'm just going to take tens of thousands of actions. Do you sort of get it? Like, You can come for me if you want, but you will find I am very comfortable in pain. Do you sort of get it? Like, you can act like I need the results to be successful. I'm good not being successful. I'm successful within myself. Do you know what I mean? The thing is I'm going to sit here and practice one punch 1,000 times. You can do all your fancy martial arts, you can do all this, all that. Like, I am just going to come through you with one punch. Do you sort of get it? And I'm going to repeat that punch 1,000 times within a couple of minutes. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, you can have all the fancy, you can have all the tools, all the strategies, but I'm just going to break through it. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's important to understand because while a lot of people in life understand this, society is trying to make us not realize the effectiveness of it. You can spend all the money you want on marketing in business. Like, I'm just going to keep taking a singular action again and again and again and again. Do you sort of get it? Like, at a certain point in time, my actions will far, far outperform any amount of money you can spend. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's really important to get. Like, this is the knowledge that we've lost over the last 100 years. That it's not about the battle today. It's not about the battle tomorrow. It's not about the battle in a week or a year or a month. It's about being able to endure the war. Do you sort of get it? Being able to endure every battle for the next 10, 20, 50, 100 years. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's important to understand because if you're only thinking about this battle, the next battle, the battle after that, and you think that that's going to win the war, I'm here for the long game. Do you sort of get it? I'm playing the long game. In anything that I do, I'm just going to take one action and take it tens of thousands of times. Do you sort of get it? You can punch me as much as you want, but I'm going to keep punching a singular punch again and again and again. I can endure thousands of punches. Can you? Do you sort of get it? Do you sort of understand what I'm saying? It's important to understand it because this is the truth of limiting beliefs. Do you sort of get it? Your limiting belief is that if you do all these different tricks, if you do all these hacks, that you can cause me pain. Like, I'm just going to endure whatever I have to and just put out a singular punch again and again and again and again, tens of thousands of times. I don't need to be fancy. I don't need to do anything. All I have to do is put all my energy to taking that one action. Do you sort of get it? So, in whatever you decide in your life for goal achievement, for whatever you want in life, pick an action, commit to do it tens of thousands of times. Do you sort of get it? Once you decide, I want this result, set a time frame of between 5 to 10 years. I am willing to sit here and punch a brick wall for 5 to 10 years to break it down. It might only take me a week, it might take me a month, it might take me a year, it might take me the whole 10 years. But I'm committed to punching it down. I don't give a fuck what other people say when they come up and they say you can't punch it down. If I sit there and punch a brick wall for 10 years, I will break that brick wall. even if I'm just using my bare hands. Do you know what I mean? Like I won't break myself on that brick wall. Like I'll break it down. When I say to myself I have to break down the brick wall tomorrow, I have to hit it as many times as hard as I can. It becomes stressful. I have to try and break it down. I have to do as much as I can. When I say I'm going to break it down in 10 years, I can just sit there and bang, 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 and just consistently chip away at it. Like, trust me, like the bricks will break, the bricks will crumble. They cannot stand that consistent, repetitive action. Do you sort of get it? Like, when I'm in the war for 100 years and not 1 year, I don't need to do big, devastating strikes. All I need to do is endure whatever devastating strikes you think you can put against me and just bang, bang. I don't have to use too much force. I don't have to do anything risky. I just have to chip away at it. Do you sort of get it? Like it's important to get. Once you get this, you unlock your potential because now it isn't, I have to run a marathon in a day, can walk a marathon in a week. Do you sort of get it? How much more relaxing is that? How much easier is it? How guaranteed am I to get the results? Do you sort of get it? If I have to try and defend myself with 1,000 different moves, how difficult it is to defend myself? If I have to defend myself with one move that I take 1,000 times, how easy is it for me to do that? Just again, 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 relentlessly. So there's a quote, and it goes, it's not about how hard you can hit in life. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep getting back up. That's what strength is. It's what creates strength. Doesn't matter in the fight how much force you put out. How much force can you take? Do you sort of get it? How much pain can you endure? How far are you willing to take your body to survive? Are you willing to break your arms? Are you willing to break your face? Do you sort of get it? Are you willing to have limbs torn off? How far are you willing to go? That will determine how much you can endure. Do you sort of get it? It's important to get because a lot of people, especially with arrogance and sort of cockiness and egotism and all of that, think that it's about how much force you put out in life, so how hard you hit in life, that makes you strong. It's not. Because if whatever you can put out, I can endure, what can you do to me? If every time you punch me, nothing happens, what can you do to me? All I have to do is wait for you to become exhausted, conserve my strength, feel the balance of power, the momentum shift. And the second I taste weakness within you, bang, I strike again and again and again and again, and I unleash 1,000 years of hatred on you. Do you sort of get it? It's not about how hard you hit in life. It's not about how big you are. It's not about how bad you are in life. It's about how much you can endure and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward, how many times you can get back up. Do you sort of get it? It's not about how much you can achieve in life. It's about how much action you can take without needing to achieve, without needing results. Do you know what I mean? It's very important to get this. Once you get this, it'll all start making sense. Because when we shift our viewpoint in business, in life, to it not being about how much money do I have to make, how much money I make makes me feel good. Do you know what I mean? Makes me feel successful, to how much action I can take without any resources. That's what makes you successful. Do you sort of get it? How many times I can fail and get back up? How many times I can continue moving forward even when it looks like I'm defeated? Do you sort of get it? It's a funny thing. Like, once you realize the relentlessness, that it doesn't matter how hard someone hits, how bad someone is, how much someone does this or that, I'm just going to relentlessly keep coming at you. It's only one thing that'll stop me, is killing me. I've been hit in the face with cricket bats and it doesn't hurt. Do you sort of get it? It's important to understand that. We all have these ideas of pain. But once my mind's made up that I'm moving forward, pain is not something that I consider. Pain doesn't matter to me. It ceases to be something I worry about. Honestly, it's important, because I know all those fuckheads that take steroids, those bitches, they don't like the pain. They say they like the pain, but they don't like the pain. Those who avoid the work don't like the pain. Do you sort of get it? I live in the pain. I enjoy the pain. So, yeah, you might be able to put out more pain than me. I can take it, but all I have to do is put you into pain and you're going to scurry like a little rat. Do you sort of get it? It's important to understand this. This is very important. What actions and behaviors we take on repeat, we condition ourselves to do. If I always look for the easy road rather than do the work, if someone puts me into the work, oh, how bad my life becomes. Do you sort of get it? If I always avoid the pain, all it takes is a little bit of pain, because I become hypersensitive to pain, hyper aware of pain. Do you sort of get it? I'm good in pain. I'm happy. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I can shut it off. Do you sort of get it? Can you do the same? Do you sort of get it? It's important to understand this. When we understand this, we understand what it means in life. That when I say I'm going to move towards something, I don't care what I have to endure. I can endure everything. I'm moving towards it. Do you sort of get it? I'm not moving towards it because it looks nice or pretty and this and that. I'm just going to move towards it and keep moving towards it relentlessly. Every day, every moment. I don't care. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Do you sort of get it? Very important to get. Once we get this, everything in life I decide I want, anything in life I decide I want, becomes mine, because I know that I am going to move towards it until it is mine. Do you sort of get it? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.